What happens when the happiest day of your life turns into a competition? Today we're looking at Bride Wars, a film that makes us wonder, are we laughing with Liv and Emma or at them? The premise is simple enough. Childhood best friends Liv, Kate Hudson, and Emma, Anne Hathaway, have dreamed of their weddings at the Plaza Hotel for years. When a scheduling mishap books them on the same date, their friendship spirals into sabotage. Spray tan disasters, ruined hair dye, and competitive bridal boot camps follow. On the surface, this is classic chick flick chaos. The movie wants audiences to laugh at the absurdity of wedding mania taken to extremes. But beneath the slapstick, the setup raises an eyebrow at wedding culture itself. Why does a clerical error feel like the end of the world? Why is the dream wedding framed as so scarce and precious that only one woman can have it? By pushing its heroines into rivalry, the film quietly reflects the high stakes society attaches to marriage and perfection. Viewed purely as comedy, Bride Wars is unapologetically broad. The humor relies on humiliation gags, orange spray tans, puffy blue hair, and disastrous dance-offs. It's not subtle, but it gets laughs by exaggerating wedding anxieties until they're cartoonish. Liv and Emma become slapstick stand-ins for every stereotype of the Bridezilla, allowing audiences to enjoy the spectacle of women melting down in designer gowns. In this reading, the movie isn't meant to be taken seriously. It plays like a parody of the Bridezilla trope, poking fun at how intense wedding planning can feel when everything spirals out of control. The pranks are over the top precisely so we can laugh at how ridiculous the whole competition becomes. As a straightforward comedy, Bride Wars fits comfortably into the tradition of rom-com chaos. And yet, the film can't quite escape critique. Even when it exaggerates for laughs, Bride Wars exposes how much pressure women face around weddings. Both Liv and Emma start out as competent, rational adults, but the weight of expectation, perfection, tradition, social status pushes them into extremes. The fact that their friendship collapses under this pressure isn't just comedy, it's also commentary on how women are set up to see each other as competition. Emma's character arc is the clearest example. By the end, she realizes her fiancé isn't right for her and calls off the wedding altogether. That's not played for laughs, it's a moment of genuine growth, showing a woman choosing self-acknowledge over social expectation. Liv's storyline, meanwhile, hints at how perfectionism hides deeper fears of failure. Neither arc is deeply explored, but both nod toward the unrealistic demands placed on women to do it all flawlessly. In this sense, the film critiques the very idea of the Bridezilla. The wild behavior isn't innate, it's the result of impossible standards, scarce resources, and the commercialization of weddings. Whether intentional or not, Bride Wars highlights how the culture around weddings fuels stress and rivalry. The tricky part is that the movie never fully decides which it wants to be. On one hand, it leans into the slapstick and caricatures, inviting audiences to laugh at women behaving badly. On the other, it drops in moments of real vulnerability and growth that feel more critical of the culture driving that behavior. The result is tonal whiplash. Are we supposed to laugh at Liv and Emma or empathize with them? This tension explains why audiences and critics felt so divided. For some, the movie is a guilty pleasure comedy, best enjoyed for its absurd catfights and big dresses. For others, it's frustrating because it brushes up against smart commentary but refuses to follow through, leaving the critique half-baked. Maybe the answer lies somewhere in the middle. Bride Wars works as comedy because it exaggerates bridal chaos until it becomes absurd. But it also functions as critique, even unintentionally, because the absurdity points back to real pressures women face. Weddings are expensive, high stakes, and culturally loaded with meaning. Watching two friends destroy their bond over a scheduling conflict might be funny, but it also reveals something uncomfortable about how women are set against each other in the name of perfection. In the end, the movie's lasting impact comes less from its jokes and more from the questions it leaves behind. Why is wedding culture so unforgiving? Why are women expected to treat marriage as the pinnacle of achievement? And why does society laugh at brides for cracking under the very weight it places on them? Bride Wars may not deliver a sharp satire, but by blurring comedy and critique, it captures the contradictions of modern wedding culture. It entertains, yes, but it also reflects the impossible standards brides face, whether it means to or not. This is Ladies First, watching women in movies. Here, we empower women by reviewing and discussing films that highlight their stories, struggles, and achievements. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.